Welcome back to the darkest dungeon. I'm sorry. Welcome back to the dankest dungeon, boys. Got the boss fight coming, but first, let's introduce the new characters. So, I asked for more people who wanted to become unpaid voluntary minions, and first up we've got Crash Override. Didn't give me a color or a class, so Crash Override is the Vestal. Crash has been in, I think, also my Oxygen Not Included playthrough. So we got a returning member. We got Lensver03. If you just want to be Lensver, let me know and I'll drop the 03. But yeah, Lensver03 is the bounty hunter. Who else did we get? Oh, Sniping Legend is 81. Sniping Legend 80. Once again, if you just want to be Sniping Legend, or if you just want, like put like a space in between your name or something, you just let me know. Is the Grave Robber. And lastly, Udardo. I thought it was Eduardo at first. Maybe I even misspelled it, but Udardo is specifically the black occultist. So he's basically Jafar from the Aladdin movies. The guy kind of looks like him, to be honest. So, in addition to that, Zen Master wanted to know when he's going into battle next, and #Ugly Gang. Trey Greypaws wants to know when he's going back in. Well, it just so happens the boss that we're going to be doing requires people who are ugly. So, the Ugly Gang, because, underneath the mask, Zen Master is really ugly, and Trey, he's just ugly. You're probably ugly. You're probably all ugly. Ugly Gang, boys. Anyways, we're going to be going out to face off against the Brigand 8-pounder. And this is the second of the Weald bosses. And what I want for this battle is basically a sort of like a frontal cone kind of cleave kind of team. Oh, I didn't put our items on, did we? So I'm going to put on... something that reduces stress would be nice. Something that's... we don't have a lot of stress reduction stuff, so I'm going to put on the... Junia's head. I want more healing. And I'm actually not going to put on the Sacred Scroll, because I do want to be able to stun. So instead what I'm going to do is add in... this here, the Stun Amulet. Because I want my speed as well. Even though the vessel's not, my vessel's not super fast, that's fine. So... the stunning is important in this battle. Same over here. I want to make sure we have stun, so I'm going to keep on the Blasphemous Vial, and then I'm probably going to put on something else that gives us a little more stun. You know what I'm going to do? You can have the Stone Charm. I actually care more about the Plague Doctor has 8 speed naturally, so that's fine. I actually care more about the Plague Doctor not losing speed. Stunning is going to be really important in this battle. For you, I want something that reduces... what do you call it? Stress. Do we have any other stress-reducing things? I don't think so. So I'm going to go for something that increases damage, probably. Here we go. 10% more damage. And over here, I'm going to go with... let's see... probably something that increases damage. Here we go. More damage at the cost of stress, that's fine. This guy's pretty good at reducing his stress, so that's not too big of a deal. Yeah, that's fine. This guy needs to do a ton of damage. Zen Master needs to do a ton of damage, so he's just going to be, walloping the crap out of people. And that's because the boss has a lot of armor, and so we just kind of have to try to overpower the armor through sheer damage, which is not the smartest thing. But I think it's going to work out just fine. So let's go ahead and go to provision. Oh, camping skills. Okay, so I have to choose all of your camping skills apparently. What was wrong with his camping skills? That looks fine to me. I don't know. You're lying to me. Trey. Oh, there we go. And we have. Okay, good. Let's try that again. So okay, I must have missed it. Let me see. Oh, it's Crash Override. Oh. There we go. That's the problem. Getting the names mixed up. Okay, so we'll go 2 food, 2 torches. We'll take it, I don't know, about 3 of those. Some of these, some of these, some of these. That's good enough. Let's go in, boys.
Simple folk are by their nature loquacious, and the denizens of the hamlet were no exception. It was not long before rumors of my morbid genius and secretive excavations began to fuel local legend in the face of my increasingly egregious flaunting of public taboos, awe turned to ire, and demonstrations were held in the town square.
So as you can see, the Brigand Pounder is
The smell
a
of
cannon.
sulfur and gunpowder hangs in the air. The war machine is close.
And, okay, so it's definitely going to be one of these two. They're equally far away, but we just know that that's where the boss is going to be. So, time to get him marching. That's going to give me food, and I don't really need food. Let's do it anyways. Wow, that's a lot of food. Holy crap. Curiosity. I'll take it. I'm sure I'll be deleting some of that stuff, but hey, I'll take it. So the Brigand Pounder is interesting for not being an unnatural boss. It's actually a machine. But it's an interesting fight that can go really poorly if... Oh, that's the bad accuracy coming in. Normally, when I use the... Okay, I don't want to stress Trey Grit. So when he transforms, he gets stressed, actually. So I'm going to try and avoid that. In fact, I might even spend a little time de-stressing him. And the reason for that is simply because I'm going to go for the stun. Even though it's unlikely. Yeah, because he's got big stun resistance. I'll just do it anyways. The reason for that is because when he transforms, he gets stressed per turn, so... I'll try, and also, he has the ability to de-stress himself. And let's go... And... I'm going to cut somebody. I'm going to cut somebody? Yeah, I'm going to cut somebody. It's like big dude is just totally in the way. I love how the leper, he wants to die, and since he wants to die, he's just kind of like accepting the attacks with open arms. It's just a detail.
Prodigious size alone does not dissuade.
Someone got chopped. That's why I would normally want... So here's the thing. The Brigand Pounder is heavily armored, and as a result, you might think, okay, why don't I use, like, debuffs, like poison? Well, he happens to be, like, basically immune to, like, everything. Like, you just can't do any... Basically, all you could do to the Brigand Pounder is damage it. I mean, maybe if you have some kind of special setup, you would be able to...
As the fiend falls,
cause a states effect by, like, reducing its resistance, but basically you just have to beat the crap out of the Brigand Pounder. And then, you know, since it's like this metal armored object, it doesn't take, it just doesn't take much damage. Like, that's the theme of the enemy, that, you know, you're beating up something made out of metal. Two of these guys, that's annoying. Well, let's start going ugly gang on them. That's right, puke all over them. Like, why are you so gross, Trey Great Boss? Why can't you be, like, wholesome like normal people? Good. Having that extra stun chance is so nice, because you could just stun with a lot of confidence. I really love it. So this is where this is why I brought him for the hew, so we could just start chopping through the front lines. And that's exactly what we're gonna do. Well, that's what we're doing with both of them, honestly. I just want to cut through the front lines and remove the enemies just down to the Brigand Pounder. That's basically the goal we're going for. Let's go ahead and... Even if they resist the stun, I just want to clear the bodies. And it didn't resist the stun. We got lucky there. That's fine. I'm not opposed to it. And let's beat them up, I guess. I don't know. Just whip them or something. Like some BDSM stuff going on here. Chains, whipping people with chains. Chop! That's it. Or Hugh, I should say. This was shot, yeah. Let's get rid of these. Give me the stuff. Give me the keys. Give me the stuff.
A fortune waiting to be spent.
Let's get rid of that stuff. Probably could have ate some of it, but I'm just like, I just want to get to the boss. I don't even care. Don't even care.
Finding the stuff is only the first test.
Uh-oh, none of us are good at disarming traps, so we could, 77, oh, an 80. Hey! Yeah, we didn't bring, like, a, you know, the typical group of people that are good at disarming traps, so... Yeah, we got a critical scouting, so we found a secret door. Kind of a blessing and a curse. It's good that we found it, and bad that, you know, we're already having, like, really big inventory troubles.
Malformed with misintent.
Plenty of food, don't have to worry about hunger. pack has already been looted. Okay. More battles in the room. Let's see what we got. These guys. And they got surprised. Oh, man. So we're going to start using Absolution here. This is the ability that starts to de-stress him. And I'm going to stun. I made sure everybody has de-stressing camp skills. That way we can just kind of make sure we go in with as low as... Or specifically, Trey. Trey needs to go in there with as little stress as possible. That's actually fairly important. I'm going to stun somebody. I'll stun. There we go. We stunned all of the mushroom zombies. Oh. Getting some little hits in. Not a big deal, though. I didn't realize the fungal artillery only has a 2 speed. Normally the support has a lot of speed, but not in this case, I guess. Even though he's armored, he can be bled, so... well, that's not going to work. What am I thinking? I'll just whip him. That should get him in range of just bleeding out. Yep, he'll bleed out next turn, so... Gonna be chopping time. And even though they're marking this guy, it doesn't matter, because the only guy that can really take advantage of the marks is going to bleed out. We're A-O good. A-O good. I don't know why I did this. It doesn't matter. We got him anyways. I should have just chopped the other guy, but... it's probably because, like, these guys are just not going to be a threat. It's not that big of a deal. I don't care. If I'm a little sloppy right now, I know that our characters are strong enough to compensate for a bit of sloppiness. Let's just keep de-stressing, actually. Let's get rid of the corpses. Very nice. And, stun the other one. There we go. Come on, chop him. Do it. Do it. You can do it. Chop him. Pretty good. Who's lower on health? You are. That's the end of them.
Give them no quarter.
Whipping time. Hit on the lower end there, so he survives. Chopping time? Yeah, there we go. I always kind of hold my breath with the leper a little bit, just because, like, there's that moment of, like, it's like, are you gonna hit or not? There's just always that moment. Okay, let's get this unlocked. Ooh, 3 trapezohedron. These things. 3 of those things.
The way is lit. The path is clear.
Whatever. Let's just get rid of some of this crap. I don't care.
Follow it.
I don't care at all. Gonna ignore it. Let's see if we get another disarm. Yes! Gotcha. We haven't caught the 20% failure yet. We'll eat. So there's no enemies in between us and the boss. That's perfectly fine with me. I've got no problems with that. So time to camp. We'll take the full feast.
Furtive and vulnerable.
Okay, so we're doing pretty good in regards to that. First, we'll remove the possibility of... do this. The quickening sounds nice. De-stress. There we go. I didn't have any damage boosters, but that's fine. All that really matters is that we have no stress.
As the light gains purchase,
or really all that matters is Trey, because, like, the boss, it's not really a stress-based boss. Oh, we failed it.
Cruel machinations.
I guess they had to make sure we would get coming with... It's not going to matter, though. This is perfectly fine. Because, like I said, this boss isn't even really a stress-based boss.
A blazing star is born. A marvel of technology. An engine of destruction.
Okay, so the way it works is this guy here is really important. The Brigand Matchman. The Matchman sets the fuse on fire to shoot the cannon, and that just cannot be allowed to happen at all. That's just not acceptable. So we either need to stun or kill him by the end of the turn, and he has minus 20 speed. That's intentional, so that you have all the opportunities to get rid of him. So every turn, he either needs to be stunned or killed. Like, we cannot allow the cannon to fire. If the cannon will summon reinforcements every turn, but he doesn't completely restock the enemies. He can, it's random. He can get some of the enemies back, he can get all the enemies back, but let's just start transforming. And what I want to do is just start building up Rake, because Rake has a 50% damage penalty, but it gets better. It gets 20% better every time we use it. So the point is that we're going to do damage to the Pounder as well as anyone else who is in the first or second row. And I'm going to buff up his damage even further by using this here. This is the Emboldening Vapors. Actually, I'm going to stun this guy, just to be safe. Okay, so that shuffled him closer, which means we can now heal through these guys. That's fine. And I don't know, I'm going to... So, oh, you can see here, the Brigand 8-pounder, it's 200% resistant to stun, 200% resistant to blight, 200% resistant to bleed, 200% resistant to debuff, 100% resistant to movement. It's just... You just have to beat it up. It's just the way it works. Okay, so next turn, now the Pounder is actually going to summon its reinforcements because it doesn't have the Matchman to light it. And in this case, it didn't summon anyone else. That's perfectly fine. So we're just going to take this guy out.
Executed with impunity.
Ugly Gang can do a lot of damage. That's what they're there for. So I'm going to go ahead and, because the Matchman is down already, I'm going to go ahead and use this ability to buff up. I can use it twice, I think. So I'm going to buff both of our guys. It lasts the entire battle as well. Oh, we missed the shooty guy. That's fine. Let's just zippity zap him. Because basically what's going to happen is we'll thin out all of the reinforcements and then he'll get a bad roll. Okay, so he got all of his guys back again, but he'll have a bad roll where all he gets is like 1 or 2 guys and it's not even a big deal. Shopping time!
Decimated.
We're cutting through him, boys. Let's stun and bring him closer. And so that way we can actually fight the... We can basically do kind of 2 things at once here. We can damage the Pounder while simultaneously getting rid of the Matchman, but in this case he's stunned, so I don't need to do that. So I'm just going to go for a full... Oh, more we're going to miss. That's... Oh, I forgot to use Revenge. So, okay, we got to use Revenge, because that's going to give him a 30% damage bonus, which is going to be really nice. Going in to cut him up.
Abomination.
Yes, chop them.
From our lands.
So right now we're just kind of building up, like we're in the phase of just kind of prepping our characters for the big damage.
The blood quickens.
Here he goes. So he's going to take more damage, but he's going to deal more damage. And that's perfectly fine. I'm completely fine with that trade-off, because we're just going to do so much damage that the Pounder's not going to have any opportunity to, like, shoot. It's just going to send more people into the meat grinder. That's basically what's going to happen. So in this case, look at this. We're just going to cut through him.
Fiend.
And now we're just going to start chopping. Ooh! Oh! Oh! Whoever invented this is feeling it in the grave. That's how much damage that was. And let's zap it for 5 damage, I guess. Might as well. Let's see what he calls in. Got a little bit of this and that, but that's fine once again. Let's cut through him.
Of twisted metal and splintered wood, at home amongst the headstones.
Okay, we got him, boys. I don't think I want either of these, to be honest.
So too will resistance.
Let's go ahead and clean up the rest of the dungeon and get the rest of the stuff. Might as well. No harm in that. So that went about the way I expected it to go, just because... The way that fight gets out of control is if you can't keep control of the Matchman. That should be kind of like, well, no, duh. But why can't you keep control of the Matchman? Probably because you either A, don't have a way to stun him, like you didn't add stun percentage onto yourself to, you know, stun him reliably, or B, another possibility is that you brought a party composition that cannot engage the 3rd and 4th ranks effectively enough to kill the Matchman in 1 turn. Or maybe you did, and what happens is you brought enough firepower to kill the Matchman, but maybe it's taking like too many too many of
promise
your
of safety.
moves to remove the matchman, and as a result, you're just barely doing any damage to the pounder. And so I was like, you know, there's got to be a way to attack the pounder and the matchman at the same time, and that's honestly why that skill is so important from the Plague Doctor, the disorienting thing, which not only stuns anyone, because okay, let's look at this ability. What makes it so perfect is that. Oh, I guess we have to wait. So, I don't care if this guy gets stressed anymore. Let's just start cutting these guys. Well, actually, I want to get rid of the stress guy.
Eradicated.
That's what I'm doing. So, this ability here, it can hit the back three. It just can't hit the front one. But so it can hit rank 3 or 4, and then it shuffles them around. And since the matchman is typically in the back, it just means that you're always gonna, if it does get shuffled, it's just gonna get shuffled closer to our guys, which is perfectly fine. That's exactly what we want to happen. That should be enough for him to bleed out. Yep, that's going to be the end of him. Rend for the old god. Oh, that's a miss.
Slowly,
How about miss for the old
gently.
gods?
This is how a life is taken.
Take him out! Oh, hit a little on the lower end there. And the other reason why I wanted to bring... So the reason why I brought some of these guys is because...
But a victory,
One,
nonetheless.
I was like, you know, I bet a frontal cleave is going to do the trick, because, like, we'll start cutting down the front guys while at the same time chipping away at the Brigand Pounder, and with the ability to stun very early in the turn, like 8 speed means that the Plague Doctor is going to go pretty early, and there's a good chance that we'll actually be cleaving both the Matchman and the Pounder. And that way, because like I said, you can get into this kind of situation where you're just like, oh god, all I'm doing is like spending time killing the Matchman, and I'm not doing any damage at all to the stun them both. I'm not doing any damage to the Pounder because I'm just beating up the Matchman constantly. And then basically, if that's what happens, if you're in a situation where all you're doing is beating up the Matchman, eventually what's going to happen is you're going to get like an unlucky stun resist, you're going to get a miss, and you're just going to invite this possibility where the Matchman gets to shoot the cannon, which you didn't get to see. The cannon does a ton of damage. It's going to do like something crazy, 30 damage to everyone on the team, just a huge amount of damage. Like it's basically like kind of a losing condition. Like, you know, you never want the cannon to shoot. All right, let's cut these guys up. I'm gonna cut you up so bad. You're gonna wish you ain't cut us up so bad. That's right. Get him with that frontal cleave down. You know, let's get rid of the body. So I'm gonna remove the body so that he can cleave into both of them here, and it's gonna stop him from marking us chopping into him. So like this is just a good example. So a lot of people don't like the leper because the leper can only attack the first 2 ranks, which is relevant because the first 2 ranks tend to be more armored, meaning direct attacks are less effective, and then the back 2 ranks tend to be where both the damage and the stress dealers are. So that's a good reason why it can be a problem to only attack into the front 2 ranks, unless you have a way to kind of move them around, shuffle the ranks around. Ooh, I want this. Get rid of the food. Oh, I should have gotten rid of that, but I'm probably going to get rid of the food anyways. It just doesn't matter. Oh, look at this. They're just generating a new fight. I see how it is. Are you guys mad? Are you upset that I destroyed your like precious tank thing? I love how it heals him as well. When he transforms, he gets a bit of a heal, which is just really sweet. Let's go ahead and, I don't know, stun the guy in the back, I guess. Hopefully we don't miss on the healer. We cut through them both. That would come on. Yes! Cut him up. Cut him up, boys. Zap him, I guess. And then we will. So the other thing is when this guy transforms, he's fast. He's got like 13 speed right now. He's super fast. And I do like how Rage, it hits at least the 3rd rank. Rage doesn't hit the, it doesn't hit rank 4, but it at least hits rank 3. That's pretty good. It's also just a really hard-hitting attack. Like, the Abomination does a ton of damage. And now we gotta backtrack to the front of the level to see what we missed over here. Apparently there's nothing in that room, but you know, let's see. We'll see what's in there. We're gonna clean it up. It's not a big deal. Like, Fox is here for the... Oh, wait, there's a battle here. Oh, wait, I forgot. I'm here for the loot, though. I'm here to get paid. And I'm not going to share the payment with any of you guys. You're not getting anything from me. You might think that you are, but you thought wrong. Okay, let's... There we go. Get a little bit of a de-stress there, which is fine. More food. Starting to run a little lower on food, but it's not that big of a deal since there's really not a lot left. And even if we can eat twice, basically. Let's chop them up. Now, these guys, you never know. You want to take these guys fairly seriously because they got the dodge. And the dodge means that sometimes the dice rolls don't favor you, and these guys can mess you up really bad. There we go.
One falls.
And now we can hopefully get these. So him transforming constantly is what's stressing everybody out. That's what's happening. Does anyone need healing? I don't think they do. I'll just patch him up. Nah, everyone was topped off. Get him, boys!
Devastating blow.
So that's the other thing. That's why, like, typically I like to have a jester. I'll take this.
Wary.
We might.
Triumphant pride precipitates.
I'm pretty sure this is
a
safe to
dizzying
open.
Fall.
Nothing of value. Okay, that's fine. Good thing we brought all these shovels, jeez. I do believe that these kinds of obstructions are more common in the Weald. So, like, shovels are a pretty good idea. I mean, shovels are a good idea in every dungeon, but they're a pretty good idea. Oh, here we go. Is it trapped? Oh.
If only
We got it,
treasure
boys.
could
Let's just
staunch
delete
the
that. I know
flow
I'm gonna loot something
of
else.
otherworldly
Could be a
corruption.
mistake. Maybe I won't loot anything else, but I don't care. It's not that big of a deal. Alrighty. More little crappy guys, so let's just go ahead and chop them up. Chop them up! Stress is getting to everybody due to the constant transformations. I guess they just never get used to that, you know. It doesn't matter how many times you see them transform, it's like... Which, like I said, that's why I typically like to have a jester.
Clearly in view.
I don't
Or
have
is
the
it
curio
merely
for, or
a trick
the
of the
thing to open
light?
that curio safely. And one more room to go. What's in here? Torch. I'll take it. Not that I really need it, but I'll take it. Okay. You know, I might not. Okay, that's good. I might just whip him or something, and then maybe I'll hope. Here's it. I'm gonna hope. Come on. There we go. And then we'll zap him, and then we won't have to take the stress hit from transformation. If we had the Jester, that wouldn't even be a thing. Like, we would just be able to have the Jester play music, and that would, like, prevent the
These
transformation
nightmarish
stress.
creatures can be
Also, we
felled.
don't have his
They can be
padlock.
beaten.
Yeah, he has an item that makes us... Oh, they surprised us for a change. Interesting. So the leper is in the back right now, which is not good. We're definitely going to transform first. And let's try to get... Yeah, there we go. Big damage. Got him in one hit. Always really nice. Let's just start getting the leper closer. The leper needs a lot of help to get closer to the fight. Get in there, leper. They just need to be in the first two ranks. That's fine. Okay, so they get to actually use their mark combo. Rend the mark combo coming in. A little bit more damage. Still not that big of a deal. I don't have anything that's increasing my damage. I do have lower dodge, but not that big of a deal. Start hacking into him. Armor is helping him out a ton there. Let's stun. Maybe pull him into the front. There we go. Let's just get rid of this. Oh my God. Just nothing left of him. Not even a body. Just nothing left at all. Oh, even with the dodge, only -4 dodge. You know, still have the chance to dodge every now and then. Let's put our healing to use.
A momentary abatement.
Chopping time! Get him!
Inspiration and improvement.
Go for this one. 3 damage remaining. Let's finish him off. There we go. And he'll bleed out. That's the end of him. Oh, I guess we get a heal. Sure, I'll throw it on. Why not? And that's the end of
It
him.
is the weapon that cuts on its own.
I'll take it all, I guess. Oh, I want the food. I'll drop the food for that. And we'll take this. Nothing of value. Well, there you go. Have we beaten all of the standard bosses? No, we still have the Prophet. The Prophet is... We haven't done the Prophet yet. Oh, darn, we got another negative quirk. I was hoping we would get away with no bad quirks. That's always really nice.
The town is alive with wild merriment.
and
Oh, that
desperate
is so good. That
jubilation.
means all of the treatment facilities don't cost any gold. Okay, so if you ever get an event like that, or if you get the caregivers conventions, you're able to remove an expensive one, and then you can lock in. This would cost a lot. Like, locking in a skill is like at least 10,000 gold. So this is your chance to lock a skill in that you want. I wouldn't want to lock any of these in, though. But this is where you would want to basically go through everybody and find out, you know, who you would want. Like, I locked in Deadly on this guy, 2% crit, that's pretty good. But, like, this is where you want to do both. You want to lock in a skill and remove, preferably, like, an entrenched skill, because, you know, it doesn't cost any money. And so that's amazing. And all of these facilities don't cost any money, so I can just put, like, everyone in if I want, so that's perfectly good. So, at any rate, that's the end of this episode. Like this video if it was entertaining. Subscribe for future Dank Dungeon content. Of course, remember that you don't have to be good to get good.